Football is essentially a skill, talent, and ability game. But the fundamental idea of the game itself is based on considerably more awful custom. Regretfully, football is as much about bullying and its practitioners as it is about the intricate web of movements and goals. Here are some of the dumbest moments in the game of football. Number 1 is Neymar slipping against Colombia in the 2014 World Cup. Neymar attempted, but was unable to join his teammates in celebrating their first goal during the match against Colombia. In barely 7 minutes of play in their quarter-final match against Colombia, Brazil's captain Thiago Silva scores the first goal and sprints to the sidelines to celebrate. Neymar, who appears to be a little late for the celebration, rushes forward but is unable to apply the brakes and ends up making some kind of crash landing. Number 2 is Loris Karius in the 2018 Champions Trophy. In the 2018 Champions League final, Loris Karius was at fault for 2 of Liverpool's goals in a 3-1 loss to Real Madrid. It was a game to forget. Following the game, Karius stopped playing for Liverpool and left the team early that year when his contract expired. He is now at Newcastle. Number 3 is Jamie Pollock against Manchester United. In the 1999-2000 season, Manchester City and Queen's Park Rangers squared off in a relegation match at the conclusion of the 1999-2000 season, with the winner going to the 3rd division of English football. Jamie Pollock, a midfielder for QPR, scored a spectacularly awful own goal that ultimately cost the Citizens their spot in the league. Pollock beat a guy similar to Paul Gascoigne before going into his own net. Number 4 is during the 2014 World Cup, Alejandro Sabella, the head coach of Argentina, gets wet from his own player. Ezequiel Lavezzi, an Argentinian player, showered his head coach with water in a fairly sly gesture. When one of his teammates squirted Alejandro Sabella with his water bottle, Sabella was attempting to have a chat with the player. Number 5 is Union Comercio's Renzo Rianos, who opposed Universitario in 2013. When Renzo Rianos scored this regrettable own goal in the Peruvian Primera Division in August 2013, he went down in history. Frustrated at the approaching penalty, the Union Comercio defender witnessed a teammate bring down a Universitario player and kick the ball into the net. Number 6 is keeper Tomislav Piplika's own goal in 2002. It's possible that Kramer wanted to exact karmic revenge for an incident in 2002 that held Mönchengladbach on a trip to Energy Cottbus. Team Borisson was behind 3-2 with a few minutes remaining, but Cottbus goalkeeper Tomislav Piplika knocked the ball back into his own net, earning them a strange equalizer. Number 7 is Frank Quadri's own goal in 2001. It is difficult to imagine what was going through Frank Quadri's mind before he allowed Bestia to score a horrific own goal against Lens in 2001. The former Middlesbrough and Fulham left-back sent a shot into his own net around 40 yards from goal that was too strong to be a back throw and headed in the opposite direction for a clearance. Number 8 is Alessandro Del Piero against Aston Villa in 2009. This is another example of one of those regular penalty kick takers getting it horribly wrong. In the 2009 Peace Cup final, Alessandro Del Piero, one of Italy's and Serie A's most accomplished players, put up a poor show against Aston Villa. Even though they were huge favorites, Juventus ultimately lost the game. Number 9. Roberto Baggio's infamous penalty in 1994. The legendary penalty kick that Roberto Baggio missed against Brazil in the 1994 World Cup final, but none of us have yet deduced exactly how the Italian legend accomplished that. Number 10 is Asamoah Gyan's in the 2010 World Cup. In 2010, Ghana's star striker Asamoah Gyan was given the task of leading his country into the FIFA World Cup semifinals. African football would have witnessed a historic occasion because no African team had ever advanced that far. Gyan, regrettably, made a huge mess of it for Ghana and really all of Africa by missing the target. In the end, Uruguay won the match. Number 11 is David James in the 2008 UEFA Cup. David James, poor guy. We've all laughed at his expense, as some people may even believe that Calamity is his genuine first name. Unfortunately, there are a number of options. We'll choose this one from 2008, when Portsmouth was eliminated from the UEFA Cup because of Calamity James's error against VfL Wolfsburg. Yes, this man did serve as England's 53rd representative. Number 12 is Peter Shilton in the 1990 World Cup. Although Peter Shilton was a good goalkeeper for England, this particular World Cup match against Italy was not one of his best. Roberto Baggio never scored a goal so easily as that one. It's unfortunate that Shilton was participating in his final international match. Number 13 is Zinedine Zidane's headbutt in the 2006 World Cup. The final match of the illustrious career of Zinedine Zidane took place in the 2006 World Cup final. Zizou had done enough to win the Golden Ball at the tournament by the time Les Bleus faced Italy in Berlin, setting the scenario for him to cap off the beautiful game by capturing the major prize for his nation, just as he had done in 1998. It was not to be though. The legendary footballer gave Marco Materazzi a headbutt in the chest during extra time after he said something sufficiently insulting. France lost the penalty shootout because they were without their greatest shooter. Number 14 is Andres Escobar's own goal in 1994. Andres Escobar's own goal in USA 94 was the most costly World Cup error ever and may have led to his untimely death. Colombia, who entered the competition as a predicted dark horse, needed to defeat the United States in the group round in order to advance. However, defender Escobar misdirected a cross from John Harkes into his own net in the 35th minute. The South Americans were defeated 2-1 in the game, and the hosts advanced instead. Number 15 is Michel Platini in the 1986 World Cup. This horrible penalty was taken by French great Michel Platini during a World Cup 1986 quarter-final shootout with Brazil. Though France would rank far higher, they really prevailed in the shootout before West Germany eliminated them in the semifinals. Still, that is just unacceptable. Number 16 is Wayne Rooney's outburst in 2011. As he demonstrated in April 2011 when he cursed multiple times into a Sky Sports camera to celebrate a score against West Ham, Wayne Rooney had never been the sharpest tool in the box. Due to his two-match punishment for the incident, the England striker was unable to participate in the FA Cup semi-final encounter between Manchester City and the Red Devils, which the latter team defeated 1-0. Number 17 is Robbie Fowler in 1999. In response to Everton supporters who had accused him of using drugs, Fowler raced to the touchline after scoring a penalty in a Merseyside derby in 1999 and pretended to snort it. The Reds eventually fined manager Gerd Hulier €60,000 for his foolish goal response, despite his hilarious attempt to explain it as a Cameroonian grass-eating celebration taught to him by teammate Rigobert Song. Number 18 is Arjen Robben's celebrations gone wrong in 2013. In November 2013, Bayern Munich defeated Eintracht Braunschweig 2-0, with both goals being scored by Arjen Robben. The Dutchman tried to slide along his knees to celebrate the opening goal, but a frozen surface left him with holes in his stocking and a bruised ego. Number 19 is Temuri Ketsubaya's stupidity in the year 1998. Temuri Ketsubaya, a Georgian midfielder for Newcastle, was understandably incensed when he scored against Bolton at St. James Park in 1998. He unzipped his shirt and tossed it into the bleachers before trying to remove his boots. Subsequently, he let off some steam by kicking 7 shades out of the hoardings behind the goal that advertised McDonald's and Adidas. This makes the list even though it's scarier than it's foolish. Number 20 is Robert Green's unsafe hands in 2010. If we included every penalty shootout that England has ever played in, this list would be primarily made up of their mistakes. But Rob Green, the goalkeeper, deserves special recognition for his blunder against the United States in the Three Lions' opening World Cup group game in 2010. Green was forced to make a routine stop from a hopeful long-range Clint Dempsey attempt, but in the process, he spilled the ball into his own net, allowing an equalizer for the United States. What are your thoughts on these dumb moments in football? Have you ever witnessed such dumb moments on the field? Do share your thoughts on this in the comments section. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel and do not forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye.